Okay, praise the Lord. We're live once again right now. Thanksgiving Eve in New York City. Gil Burgos here, coming at you with another live production. I'm not going to be here long. I know people are busy getting ready for the holidays and doing stuff. And I was just outside myself. And I just came from the grocery store. And I was just amazed that it was empty. Usually the grocery stores are pretty messy. And I don't mean in as far as what do you call that? As far as the floor is concerned, it was pretty messy. It's usually messy, meaning there's a lot of people in the supermarket, and you can't check out, and you can't buy your stuff because there's everybody under the sun is there trying to get their last minute turkey and stuffy and gravy and cranberry and all the rest of the stuff. And if you're from a Hispanic culture, you're getting all your rice and gandules and pasteles and all that good stuff. And wishing everyone do well for the remainder of this month. I'm praying that everybody's having a good month so far. And I'm hoping that everybody's going to be able to get by. We're having a lot of weird things happening in this country. My God, every time I look on the news, there's something else, some other tragedy. And you guys are well aware of what happened to that Christmas parade in, I believe it was Wisconsin or wherever. And then they just finally found the guy. He ran over the people, killed some people. I mean, what's going on? What's wrong with people these days? Why are they just acting so crazy? I don't know. Is it that bad? I mean, come on. It's like, this is what happened when people just don't know the Lord. They just acting crazy, and this is the time more than ever before. You're going to see a lot of weird people and a lot of weird things happening and a lot of violence occurring. That's what you see right now. You see a lot of violence in the streets, and especially in New York City and the Bronx, especially. There's people. I just saw a video on Instagram the other day of 3 people attacking a man in a wheelchair. And there's people robbing old ladies and old men in the elevators. And it's like people don't have any no regard for any respect anymore. It's just like, what's going on? I mean, elderly people we're supposed to honor and respect, and you got these young thugs. They're going out there and robbing them at gunpoint and knife point, and there's people running around like mad people. And I just saw another video of a man swinging a metal bat at another guy. I mean, come on, what the heck is going on? This is really violent out there. People are just really upset. So we want to pray for these people, and pray that they will come to a saving knowledge of Yeshua, Jesus, the Messiah, because let's say in street terms, they people are off the hook, off the chain. I mean, what's going on these days? I don't know anymore. But anyway, let's look on the bright side and thinking of the good things that God has done for you this year, and there's more to come. And thinking about the holidays of Hanukkah and Christmas and New Year's. We got some great holidays coming up, and we're looking forward to be a blessing and bless others. So stick around for the remaining of this time we have together. It's not going to be long because I want to just play a few tracks, not too many, because I'm afraid every time I do play something, I'm about to get muted. Nothing new. So I'm just going to play a couple of tracks, maybe 2 or 3 tracks, and then I'm going to talk to you guys about a dream that I had, a weird dream. So stick around. There's more to come right here.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition.
All right, we're going to start off with Yehuda Glan's Berkat Habayit. Let's see how far we can get with this one before Facebook attacks us. Wednesday, November 25th, 5:39 p.m. New York City. It's pretty cold out there.
השלווה, כאן תדור האחווה, כאן תדור האחווה. בו ייפגשו נחת ושמחה עם ברכה.
Hey, have you guys checked out my website? Visit me at www.gilburgos.com with 2 L's.
וזה המעון, וזאת הפינה, תהיה שרויה השכינה.
Ashkenan, like Ashkenazi, I think. La 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 la. Such a mellow song, gets you into the mood. If you're joining us right now, you're listening to the Prophetic Encounter. Got good tongue tied there. Prophetic Encounter Radio. That's right. Go Yehuda, Yehuda Glantz. Sephardic believer. Yehuda can play like a million instruments. Ever watch this guy? He plays everything you could think of. Very music talented. Everything under the sun. I guess he was playing in the womb. Share this on your page if you can. La 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 la. Yehuda Glantz, Barkat Habayit. That's right, right here on the Prophetic Encounter live on Zeno.fm as well. We're kicking it like Bruce Lee here. They say kicking it live. That's right. So we're gonna switch it up right about now with some more music. Now we're gonna play something from Yakort Shworki Yerushalayim. I just love the song. Ay 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 ay. This is a song, if you don't know Hebrew, you just sing it. It's easy. Not too much on the lyrics. Ay, 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 ay. It's like when you hit your toe, you go, ay, ay, ay. Oy vey. The temperature outside is cold. I think we're down to like 35 degrees here in New York City. The temperature is changing. Hope you got your coats ready. You're gonna need it. Stick around, we got more to come here on the Prophetic Encounter.
You are listening to Prophetic Encounter. Right back.
Here goes my cat. I gotta feed my cat. It's been like looking at me for like, yo, when you gonna give me some food, man? My cat is on a food strike. I just put him on a food strike. He looks like a raccoon. My wife says he's so big, he looks like a raccoon. I think she's right. He's overweight. What cat ain't overweight in New York City? It's like big fat cats. Yaakov Shwerki, Yerushalayim. This is how you just bring it down. You've been dancing and dancing, now you slow it down a little bit. If you're around, come visit me on my website. I'm going to be doing some live shows on www.gilburgos.com. 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Yes, sir, and Bob. Alrighty, here we go. All right, we're going to play this final track before we get into our message. Look who's watching, Catherine Serrano. All right, I'm not going to play this now because we just played that. So I'm just going to really get into what my message. I think if I play this again, Facebook will just get me. It's just like they're looking to get me. They're looking to get me. Every time I get online, they get me with all the copyright laws. Anyway, I just wanted to share something with you guys briefly about two dreams that I had that are really, really strange. I I'm a dreamer, and I say that because I dream a lot. And the Lord speaks to me in dreams. He's been speaking to me dreams for many, many, many years. Sometimes the dreams are good. Sometimes they're not so good. Sometimes they're scary, like what I had just the other day. Now, they're just short dreams, and they're not long, but still, whatever the little dream that I did have, it was enough to pretty much get my attention. And I was like really kind of scared in a way, because I'm like, what is going on? Why am I, dreaming stuff like this? So anyway, basically, maybe I ate too much pizza, like they say. I don't know. Or maybe I was watching a movie that was violent. Maybe that could have been it. But anyway, in the dream, the first dream, I was in a church. And I think this has a profound message. This has a profound, I guess, distinction of what the dream means, because it has to do, I believe, what's going to happen in the near future. Now, I was in this church, and I think it was, I can't recall, it looked familiar. I think I'd been there before, and I think I knew this church because I had probably been in that church some years ago. But it looked a little different. I think God just switched it up on me in the dream. And as I was just sitting there, I saw like the pastor up front. He had a revolver, a pistol, and then he had this pistol in his hand. And then all of a sudden, he's holding this pistol by his side. And then all of a sudden, I'm looking to my right, and then people are passing an offering plate. And then as the offering plate is being passed around, people are putting money in the bucket and then taking out a pistol. And then they giving the offering plate or the bucket to the next person, and another person's taking out a pistol. And it's like, I'm like on this, I guess like I was on the second row, and I was just watching how everybody was just taking out a pistol. It was 1, 2, 3, and then another person. And then I see the pastor take his pistol and then go outside somewhere. He just like, I'll go out the side room. And then I woke up, and I'm like saying, oh, okay, what does that mean? And I'm trying to put my two senses together and try to figure this one out. And I think what it basically meant is that in the coming days, we are looking at churches that are going to be, people are going to be packing, so to speak. People are scared nowadays because as I was just saying, the violence that is happening nowadays, it's incredible in the streets. And, in the churches, we have a lot of people who are afraid. We have a lot of people who are fearful. And I think that dream basically meant that in the coming near future, people are going to be bringing pistols to church because they're going to be so afraid that what can happen. We have heard stories of people setting off bombs and shooting people in churches and drive-bys, and it's not new. But I think it will come into a time when it's going to happen even more so, and that more people are going to be putting themselves at risk if they're in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I'm not saying this to scare people, but I'm just speaking out what I just saw in the dream, what God showed me. And I'm like, I couldn't really figure it out, but I think that is the message that the Lord was just showing me in this message coming next year, hopefully, or not hopefully, but sure enough, next year we're looking at something to that effect. 2022 is just around the corner, and if we're not careful, who knows? We may have to be bringing our pistol to the church. I mean, can you imagine that? You go to church and say, "Honey, can you pass me down the piece?" And she's like, "Well, which one do you want? Do you want the nickel plated or do you want the regular? You want the 9mm? Or you want the 38 caliber?" I think I'll take the 9mm tonight because I think we're gonna have a rough crowd. This guy's preaching and he comes, he brings an entourage and, whatever. Let me get that pistol because, I'm just making a lot of this. But you never know. Listen, hey, it's cutting to a point that people are wilding out. And in the churches, can people be bringing guns? Come on. I mean, I know one church that has a metal detector. Can you believe this? Where was it? I mean, people are bringing guns to church because they're afraid. And I know, again, one church that has a metal detector, they go like this. And I don't know, you ever heard of Creflo Dollar, right? They do that. I remember going to his church for a few times, and it was in the Bronx. And they have this metal detector. You walk through, and if you have metal, it's like you feel like you're in the airport. Like TSA, when you're going in the airport and you walk through and you have something metal on and it goes beep, beep. And then you have to take off your belt, or you got something in your wallet or some change or your phone, whatever. Anything metal, it goes off. And I remember in the churches, people over there in the Lower East Paradise in the Bronx on near Fordham Road, they were going in and that thing was going off, beep, beep, like crazy. You don't know, these people were bringing in all kinds of weapons into that place. And thank God the security there was stopping people in their tracks. And hey, listen, that's just how it was. And I think now it's going to get even worse. I think now the way things are these days, it's going to get worse. That people are going to they're going to bypass that. They're going to think of a way to smuggle in weapons. I mean, I'm not saying this to scare you, but I just want you people to be aware and be prayed up. Be careful. You got to go get prepared. Isn't that crazy? If you have to go to church and be in a state that hopefully that when you do go, you make it out. It's bad enough we got people with masks all over the place, and that's another thing. I want to talk about that next. So I'm going to play a song just right now. When I come back, I'm going to talk about my experience that I went to a church last week, and we had this experience with a church with a bunch of people with masks on. So I'm going to play a song, and then when I come back, we'll talk about that for a little bit.
גבר שנים אלפין לו יחיה גבר שנים אלפין לא יהיה גבורתך בחוש בניה לא יהיה גבורתך בחוש בניה
Prophetic Encounter Radio, November 24th, 5:59 p.m. How you guys making out there? You ready for Thanksgiving? I know I am. think I got a delay here. Something not right. We're going to stop it right there. And I'm going to just talk a little bit about my experience that I had in this church I went to. This was last Sunday. And I'm going to share with you guys a little bit about that experience. I'm going to just wait till the music just fades out a little bit because I'm on a delay here. That's Aaron Razel, Shlomo, Kas, Chaim, David. I think I got a delay here. Something not right. This Wi-Fi signal is not having it tonight. It is super weird, super slow. I think the enemy's mad at me. Who cares? I think he don't want me to talk about some stuff. Sorry, Charlie. I'm going to just say what I got to say. Tough cookies, like they say. So, 18 minutes in. Oh, I'm sorry. 24 minutes in on the prophetic encounter. We got not just music going on. We got all kinds of stuff going on in the background here. It's a little bit wild here tonight, but I'm going to just try to not worry about the distractions because, again, my service is not working properly. But anyway, I'm going to talk to you about my experience this last Sunday. I went to go visit a church with my wife. And, listen, I'm not here to knock churches. I mean, or anything, or people. These are brothers and sisters in the Lord. But I have a problem with certain things when we go to churches. And the biggest problem that I have today, nowadays, are these masks. I'm telling you, like they say, estoy harto. That's the expression in Spanish. Estoy harto con esto máscara. I'm telling you, man, listen, I went to this church with my wife, and the first thing they do when I walk through the doors, they're like, give me your hands. Like, what you want? They want to put all kinds of disinfectant, and they said they want to put hand sanitizer on me, and I'm like, okay. I was waiting for them to spray me with Lysol. So they put I told the lady I don't want no hand sanitizer. I said thank you, but no thank you. I'm good. I washed my hands. Believe me, my hands are clean. So I guess she gave me like a weird look when I didn't want to take the hand sanitizer because I guess that is mandatory. She's looked at me like she wanted to rebuke me. And I mean, seriously, she gave me this look, this usher when I first walked in with my wife. My wife was going along with it. She opened up her hands and they gave her this hand sanitizer. She took it. I think they did it to her last week as well. So, she invited me. So I came and it is what it is. So I show up with her after being disinfected from head to toe. I walk through the doors and everybody's with the mask. And I'm like saying, why can't the churches make this thing optional? Why do they have to force masks on people? I know some churches, like a few up here, they make it an option. You don't have to wear a mask, and if you do wear a mask, you can. If you don't feel comfortable without it or with it, it's up to you. They have signs telling you, hey, listen, you don't want to wear a mask. That's on you. We're not responsible if you get sick. So, I like that because I'm fully vaccinated. So I know, and I'm under the blood. I'm not worried about COVID, man. I'm past COVID. I'm not thinking about that anymore. But anyway, we get into this church, and after being again sanitized from head to toe, everybody got a mask on, and I'm saying to myself, again, I find this weird that we have people here. We're raising our hands to the Lord. We're singing praises to God, and we're worshiping the Lord. And then all of a sudden, we have to worry about getting COVID. I mean, go figure. I don't see any real logic in something like that. I mean, you mean to tell me that the same God that is receiving your praise and worship is going to allow you to get sick and die when you leave the church? Are you serious? I mean, I can't understand that. That doesn't make any sense to me. Why would I want to be in a place that believes like that? And I kind of like said, you know what? I'm out of here. I can't. And that wasn't the only reason. But not to mention that they didn't even read the Bible in this church. And I'm saying, when we go to church, we're supposed to hear the word. And I didn't hear no word. I didn't hear no Bible. I had a lady screaming at the top of her lungs. The guy interpreting was screaming on top of her. So it was like all this noise. When the band was playing, it was loud. I thought my eardrums were gonna burst. And I love music, as you can tell. But the music was so bad that the guy in the back, I was like, listen, you need a hand because you got to bring down the bass, the treble, or something, because it's you guys can play. You got skills. You got talent, but it sounds so bad. It's really, really distorted. It sounds loud and staticky. And listen, again, I'm not here to pick up rocks and throw stones and criticize, but it is what it is. But that wasn't the problem. Again, I don't care about that. My problem again was like, it's like kind of like it's like a double standard. If you're going to church and you're believing God to save you, to heal you, and do all these things, why were you afraid that he's going to kill you at the same time and allow you to get sick? Makes no sense. It makes no sense. So when I went, I kind of like got so turned off about this. I told my wife, you know what? She had it up too. Once they weren't preaching the word, she's like, then when my granddaughter went to the class upstairs, they didn't even teach the Bible. They had them do, I don't know, I think she put a bunch of leaves on a piece of paper and they asked her, write down who you're thankful for. And I'm like, okay, but where's the word? There has to be preaching. There has to be teaching of the word, because you can talk all you want, but people forget 99% of the things you tell them. But the word, when it gets into your spirit, into your heart, into your mind, it stays there. And this is things we have to teach our children. We got to teach them the word. And if we're bringing our children to church, and they're not being taught the word, why are we bringing them there for? That we leave them home and they can stay home and play Xbox or whatever, this PlayStation, whatever the things these kids mess around with, a TikTok, and they can watch TV at home and services at home, and they're not being taught in church. I mean, come on now. What's going on here? What did we come here for? For people to just put on a show? I didn't come here to be entertained. I got Netflix at home if I want to be entertained. I got plenty of cable, plenty of channels. I could watch TV and all kinds of entertainment. But I didn't come here for that. I came here for the word, and I didn't get the word. All I got is a bunch of people overly cautious, overly sanitized, and worried about so many things than the real thing and the main thing, and that is preaching the word. And that was bad. So that was part 2. We got one more thing I want to share with you guys, so stick around. I'm gonna play a few more songs, and then we'll finish up.
Say
Prophetic Encounter Radio, November 24th, Thanksgiving Eve, 6:12 p.m. Coming at you, kicking it live. Leave it locked, keep it locked. We're here, we're live. Yes, sir, be Bob. Tell me where you show me or tell me actually tell me where you are listening or watching from. Type it in below on the comments so we can give you a shout out here live on the Prophetic Encounter. Worcester, Massachusetts is in the house. All right, I'm going to wrap this up with this final portion of our show, and I'm going to basically tell you the last dream that I had. I told you about the first dream with the guns, and this is the other dream that I had that I found very, very, very weird as well. I don't know why I got it, but it is what it is. I got it. So let me just cut to the chase and get to it. I was in my bedroom. Again, these are short spurts. They weren't long dreams, but I guess God is, when he wants to send a message, he gets right to the point. You know, it's not always a long dream. With me, at least it's not. Sometimes people have long dreams, and you know, when you see the Bible, sometimes people have dreams that are like chapters. You're reading, and they're telling you about this long dream. You know, Solomon had a long dream, and Joseph had a long dream, and who else? Abraham, I think he was dreaming, and Jacob was dreaming, and all these men of God were dreaming. But this dream that I had was very, very short, and it was really demonic. If you want me to just tell you what it was really demonic. And basically, when I was in my bedroom, just to get to it, and if I remember, I got out of my bed to get some water or something like that, and I saw my slippers on the ground, on the floor rather, and then my slippers were green. They were glowing. You ever see like the Wizard of Oz when Dorothy's shoes were glowing? I don't know what color they were, but they were like glowing like that. That's how my slippers, they were glowing like that. And I have rubber slippers, and I'm like, why are my rubber slippers glowing in emerald green and bright? And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And so I said, let me just try them on. And big mistake, Gil. I put on these slippers, and all of a sudden I start to levitate. And I started to just go up like this. And all of a sudden, as I was going up, I heard a cynical laugh. It was like an evil, demonic laugh, laughing at the point that because since I was being elevated, I was losing control of everything. I was losing control of who I was. As a believer, I felt like that. I felt like I was powerless. It looks like the enemy, he tricked me again. He made it seem like, okay, look at these beautiful glowing slippers that you're going to put on. I put them on, and all of a sudden, again, I began to levitate up into the ceiling, and then that wasn't it. All of a sudden, I start spinning around the room like this with these slippers. And then I hear this being laughing at me because he has me up in the ceiling and he's laughing, ha ha ha. And I don't even know how to describe. It was such an evil laugh. I can't even, it's one of those laughs, those Chucky laughs. Remember Chucky? Or even worse than that. It was just like a weird, demonic, sinister laugh. He was laughing at me because he felt, look, I got you. And for a moment, I felt like the devil grabbed me. He left me. I felt like I was unprotected. I left myself open. And, they say if you open up a portal, the enemy will come in. Like it says, do not give him an opportunity. Don't give the enemy an opportunity, because if you do, he'll take advantage of that opportunity. And when I was up there levitating, going in circles, as I was saying, I heard this laugh. And then I wanted to rebuke this thing, and I couldn't because I lost my voice in the dream. I couldn't even fight against this thing. I felt powerless. I was trying to fight and rebuke it and cast this demon out of my room, but I couldn't. There was something hindering me from doing it. And I think I know what happened. I think I was just watching something I shouldn't have been watching. And, when it comes to violence and stuff like that, we have to be very careful when we watch violent movies, because that opens up a door. And I guess I was watching a mafia movie, because I like gangster movies sometimes. I don't like the blood and all the killing, but I just like the story. Control, these guys. Dominucci, hey, how you doing, paisan, and all this stuff. I like the mafia movies sometimes. Not all of them. The Godfather. But nowadays, the mafia movies are getting more and more violent. I think, and more wicked. I don't know. I guess it was the wrong one to watch. And I think that opened up a door, and that's what let me open that channel. And that's when the enemy, he stepped in. I canceled my subscription to HBO Max. No more HBO Max. I just canceled it. So anyway, after a while, as I was trying to rebuke this, my wife walks into the room, and all of a sudden, like the enemy, this demon, saw my wife, and then he let me go, and I came down from the ceiling. I just boom, and I came straight and I landed on my feet. And then I woke up, and I said, wow. And then the Lord spoke to me clearly of what was going on. And again, he was just telling me, be careful what you watch, because if you don't, the enemy's going to take advantage of you, and he's going to try to do all kinds of stuff to you inside of these type of dreams. And that's what happened. And again, like I said, no more bad movies. I got to be careful. So anyway, those were my two dreams. Maybe if you find something similar, you can maybe have some input that you like to share up. Feel free. Leave a comment below, and we'll discuss it. I'll be more than happy to discuss it. Amen. We're going to play a few more songs, then we're going to wrap it up.
שחוברה לא יחטוף ירושלים
Listening to the Prophetic Hour with Apostle Bill Burgos. For more information about our ministry, visit us on the web at www.gilburgos.com.
All right, people.
Thank you for listening, and may the Lord
Here's an encore edition.
Shalom.
Prophetic Encounter Radio, Thanksgiving Eve, November 24th, 6:24 p.m., 38 degrees outside. It's getting cold. Yes, it is. Nice, you need some hot chocolate. All right, get up and dance to this one. Nigon, Brazil family. My cat is calling me. He's saying meow. All right, people. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching the Prophetic Encounter. For more information of our ministry, visit us on the web at www.gilburgos.com with 2 L's. I'm on a super delay. I don't know what happened. My internet. My internet is going super duper slow. The Lord rebuke you, Satan. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Until next time I see you, may the Lord richly bless you. Shalom.